Hello, everyone. For the people who already know me and supported me, I would like to say thank you very much. It was so hard time for me. I really appreciate your support. I'm here today just to welcome you all and wish you good luck and to introduce Mr. Cheng. He's a lawyer that represents my case here in Netherlands, and he has some thoughts, ideas to share with you today. So please welcome Kit.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. I'm here to reveal the truth and defend the innocence in the fact of serious allegations. My presentation will provide a clear insight of the case and shed light on some misconceptions and myths the justice system and public seems to have. Misconception number 1. TornadoCash was created so people can launder money. There's a misconception that TornadoCash is aimed at money laundering. I want to make clear from the start that TornadoCash is a privacy data tool software. As we all know, Ethereum is transparent. This means that there is a big privacy issue. For example, if somebody has your wallet address, they can see how you spend your crypto and infringe on your private life. There's a need for privacy on Ethereum. Before TornadoCash, there was a lot of discussion in the Ethereum community about solving this privacy issue. People within the community were calling on people to come up with a solution. Famous people like Vitalik Buterin. This prompted people like Alexey Pertsev to help with the creation of TornadoCash. Legal economic explanations for using TornadoCash. The public prosecution has stated that there is no legal economic explanation for the use of a mixer. To name a well-known example, the co-founder of Ethereum has used a mixing service to anonymously donate money to the Ukraine to support the country. But there are plenty of reasons to use TornadoCash. Public figures who want to keep their personal lives private. Private banks that accept crypto and act on behalf of the customer. Traders and whales who do not want to share their strategy for buying and selling cryptocurrencies. Ordinary people want to protect their privacy to avoid being targeted by robbers. Ordinary people who do not want to share their balance with family, neighbors, colleagues, and the rest of the world. Donations to charities. Privacy for staff who receive salary on blockchain and the business owners who provide this salary. Payments to abortion clinics, especially in countries where abortion is not popular. Payments to political parties and/or political candidates. These are just some examples. Of course, there could be many more. Criminal intent. Alexey Pertsev never had any criminal intentions with TornadoCash. He and other developers have never hid and openly promoted the privacy data tool. They gave interviews to the media, performed at conferences and congresses, and allowed themselves to be mentioned by name everywhere. This complete transparency does not exactly indicate criminal activity. The compliance tool is an essential part of the TornadoCash project, which has been built in from the beginning. It allows TornadoCash users to stay compliant to AML checks once a third party got money from TornadoCash. The third party should ask about source of funds and compliance report in addition. The fact that TornadoCash includes a compliance tool demonstrates the developer's commitment to responsible use. This compliance tool ensures that TornadoCash operates within legal boundaries, preventing its misuse for illegal activities. The goal of TornadoCash was to strike a balance between privacy and compliance, offering users the ability to protect their information while adhering to regulatory requirements. One distinctive aspect that sets TornadoCash apart from conventional mixers is its guarantee that users will withdraw the exact same cryptocurrency they initially deposited. This means users do not engage in direct cryptocurrency exchanges with others. Therefore, even if crypto is deposited from a criminal source, it will be returned. The presence of a compliance tool enables receiving third parties to access the transaction history of the cryptocurrency they receive, making it a standard practice. Example of compliance procedure. As an example, if a user deposits Ethereum which was withdrawn from TornadoCash to a centralized exchange, the exchange is obligated to request a compliance tool report. This report enables the exchange to access the risk associated with money laundering for the specific address used to deposit funds into TornadoCash. So it is just as easy as that. It makes TornadoCash transparent to regulators and money transmitters. I'm sure that people have experienced a compliance procedure with an exchange regarding deposits of Ethereum. If anyone could share their story and experience with us, it would be much appreciated. Maintaining financial privacy is essential to preserving our financial freedom. However, it should not come at the cost of non-compliance. Here, I quote the original TornadoCash article about compliance as one more confirmation of the intent. Tool is just a tool. You may ask me, but hackers use TornadoCash, right? What do you think about it? Well, from my many years of experience as a lawyer in these cases, I can tell you that money laundering is a complex process. And it's not enough just to push one button. And unfortunately, criminals evolve and adapt much faster than the law. To better understand TornadoCash, let's consider an analogy. Just like a screwdriver, hammer, or knife, which can be used for both constructive and harmful purposes, TornadoCash was a tool that could be abused. Just to make an example, just to make it clear for you, if you're designing a part of a screwdriver, and this screwdriver is being used to break in somebody's house, or used to stab somebody, are you responsible for this? Are you supposed to be obligated to make measures to prevent people with a criminal record to buy a screwdriver? Of course not. However, it's crucial to note that TornadoCash was not designed for money laundering. Its primary purpose was to provide privacy in cryptocurrency transactions. There are a lot of privacy data tools software, and none of their developers are being prosecuted. In fact, some of these privacy data tools are being recommended by the government. For example, VPN, the virtual private network. The use of VPN is legal in the Netherlands, and it is recommended by the government to protect your privacy. VPN is described as an extra layer of privacy protection to prevent your privacy-sensitive information from being intercepted. A security that your online activities cannot be linked to your identity. The original IP address of the user is not shown with VPN. This description shows similarities with TornadoCash, software developed to protect privacy. Misconception number 2. TornadoCash developers have control over the tool and could but did not prevent deposits of crypto with criminal source. In the view of the prosecutor, Alex could have prevented deposit and withdrawals of crypto with criminal sources on the smart contract level, more specifically through implementation of some measures on the router level. She also thinks that measures could have been implemented on user interface and relayer level to prevent the abuse of TornadoCash. It is a misconception of the prosecutor that any of the suggested measures would have prevented hackers from abusing TornadoCash. No control. Essential part of TornadoCash tool operates through smart contracts that are immutable and beyond any single entity's control. So no one, including the developers of TornadoCash DAO, can alter or manipulate the TornadoCash smart contracts. Efforts to implement AML KYC checks within the surrounding infrastructure are bound to fail eventually, as sophisticated malicious actors will inevitably exploit the system regardless. The TornadoCash smart contracts could be accessed directly at any point of time. Implementing checks within the surrounding infrastructure is akin to adding extra locks to a door that lacks surrounding walls. In my opinion, the solutions that the field, that's the financial investigators of the prosecutor, offered regarding implementing measures on UI level or smart contract level would only attract more criminals because in the eyes of the public and authorities, it would make the tool more compliant. But actually, all those checks can be easily avoided by criminals. What is actually efficient in terms of measures against crypto with a criminal source? It is the compliance tool. Misconception number 3. TornadoCash is a typical mixer. The prosecutor has the misconception that TornadoCash is no different from the typical Bitcoin mixer. This is factually incorrect. All relevant case law and articles on money laundering in crypto are about the typical Bitcoin mixer. But TornadoCash is something else entirely. This is evident from what I shall bring to your attention in a moment. This misconception of the prosecutor leads to the creation of false suspicions and the drawing wrong conclusions for this case, based on previous experiences with Bitcoin mixers used for money laundering. There are significant differences between the typical Bitcoin mixer and TornadoCash privacy solution. Bitcoin mixer versus TornadoCash privacy solution. TornadoCash is non-custodial. In short, it means that at no point during the process does it gain control over its user's cryptocurrency. This does not necessarily apply to Bitcoin mixer. TornadoCash has no administrators. Bitcoin mixers, as seen in the literature and case law, are typically designed with the intention to cater to criminals. The owners advertise it on platforms like Hydra. TornadoCash was built for legal purposes and for everyday people. Bitcoin mixer, as seen in literature and case law, is a centralized solution. It has one UI, one relayer, and has no smart contracts. TornadoCash has multiple UIs, multiple withdrawal options, relayer or wallet, multiple relayers which are independent. TornadoCash is not designed for money laundering because of its compliance tool. Bitcoin mixer can be penalized because there is a person behind it. There's no human being behind TornadoCash. It's a smart contract. Misconception number 4. Pertsev has a central role in TornadoCash. It is evident from the prosecutor's speech that they tried to put Alex in the steering position, which is, again, a strong desire to punish someone because they cannot find the bad guys. Community effort. TornadoCash is impossible without significant contribution from the Ethereum community. Here are just some examples that could be easily recognized. The trusted setup ceremony with over 1,100 contributions ensures the security and integrity of TornadoCash tools. That was the biggest event of its kind at that time. Anonymity set level of privacy depends on the number of users benefiting from the Ethereum community's collaboration. More users use the tool, a higher level of privacy it can provide. The smart contract on its own cannot generate privacy. As a fact, TornadoCash DAO creates opportunities for many people around the globe to participate in the evolution of privacy on Ethereum, on the Ethereum blockchain. History of DAO proposals show active involvement of the community in the course of development. A significant proportion of the project derives inspiration from the ideas and prototypes contributed by the Ethereum community. For example, Vitalik's blog post describing a minimal mixer design, Semaphore project that exists alongside TornadoCash for years, Circum library, which TornadoCash utilized for zero-knowledge technology, and so on. It's hard to ignore the talent of the TornadoCash developers, but it's clear to me that TornadoCash was put together by the Ethereum community for the community. Alexey Pertsev alone could not make such a big difference. Autonomous. One more aspect of the steering wheel is presuming the TornadoCash data tool requires maintenance. However, the core functionality of TornadoCash relies on the utilization of smart contracts maintained by the Ethereum blockchain. As I mentioned before, it could be accessed in many ways using different UIs and CLIs. Since smart contracts do not require a third-party involvement and work only by effort of a user, for the user, the tool can continue to live. Conclusions about TornadoCash. TornadoCash was developed with the intention of protecting privacy rights, not enabling money laundering. There is no criminal intent with TornadoCash. Liability for the use of TornadoCash as a tool rests with the user and recipient. TornadoCash smart contract works autonomously, no maintenance, and no influence on operation. TornadoCash developers of DAO has no control or influence over the smart contracts that deals with mixing. TornadoCash privacy solution has major differences with a typical Bitcoin mixer. TornadoCash is a public good created by the collected willness of the Ethereum community. The compliance tool is the only thing that really works, and it's been built in from the start. All other alternative measures as proposed by the fiat are of no use. Of course, there are many more things that could not be clear to you, but unfortunately, the limitations of this presentation does not allow me to cover all the relevant topics. We still have an ongoing trial, and we still have to work on the defense. The next court hearing is on the 24th of May, but it's not final. The myth, Pertsev is an FSB agent. Before I finish, I would like to ask everyone not to believe everything that is spread in the media. It's important to rely on verified information and avoid spreading unverified claims or rumors. For example, to make a more attractive title, many media resources made a claim that Pertsev is a FSB agent. I would like to demystify that. The claim that Alexey Pertsev, one of the developers of TornadoCash, is an agent of the FSB, the Russian Federal Security Service, is a false rumor. There's no credible evidence to support this allegation. Pertsev's previous employment at Digital Security, a Russian company sanctioned for providing support to the FSB, does not automatically imply his involvement with the FSB. On behalf of my client, I would like to thank all of you for your attention and support. Also, I would like to mention that Pertsev has set up a legal defense fund to fight for Alexey's freedom and defend itself and her employees. If you are considering toward this cause, please follow this link. Thank you all.